Hi, friends. A few days back, my brother and I were discussing about a cricket match. Indian team was playing very poorly in that match, and we were really frustrated. We were complaining about almost every player. This player doesn't play well. That player doesn't play. We don't know why this player is in the team, and so on. And within a matter of 24 hours, the fortunes of the team changed. And suddenly, the same two people, my brother and I, we were prizing the same team, literally the same players. Suddenly, we were saying, oh, this guy did this very well, that guy did that very well, this was amazing, we should prize them, and all sorts of things. um, I kind of started laughing. Yeah, it's very common to scold the players when they are not playing well and praise the players when they are playing well. But one thought that came to me was, is this the same team, same cricket match that we are talking about? It looked unbelievable. Suddenly you are praising some people, and suddenly you are scolding some people, and they are same people, same match. It's kind of unbelievable, and it looks as if they are two different matches, and then you are just or some two different worlds kind of things. So the same kind of feeling I had when reading a recent book. Not a recent book, it's a slightly old book, but I read it recently. The book is Indra Nooyi, a biography by Annapoorna. So, if you don't know who is Indra Nooyi and start reading this book and read the first 40, 50 pages, and by chance, let's say you forgot that you only read 40 pages and skip some 20, 30 pages and start reading the second part of the book. Now you will wonder, is it the same person about whom you are reading? It's such a big change. The first part of the book fully talks about a very traditional upbringing, the environment, the kind of people with whom Indra interacts, and the kind of thought process that she's facing and working against, and what she does to manage it, yet make sure that what she has in mind is achieved, and so on. So when you're reading all that, it looks as if you are in 1980s or even earlier, and then you're actually in a different world. And suddenly you skip some 40, 50 pages, and then suddenly you're talking about a big corporate world and a lady who's all conquering, and she sees challenges, and she wins against them, and then she progresses, and then goes on to lead one of the top companies in the world, breaking all sorts of glass ceilings in the process. So yeah, I mean, it's not a imaginary story. This is something which happened in front of the world's eyes, and that's what makes this book very interesting. You sometimes wonder. It's like my brother and I wondering: are we talking about the same cricket match, same team? Same way we wonder when reading this book: are we talking about the same world? Are we talking about the same person, and so on? So in many ways, actually, that's a success of Indra Nooyi, and this book captures that very well. Even though she comes from a background which was very limiting, and it was setting some clear boundaries for not just women, even to people, there were some boundaries. Okay, this is what people can achieve, and this is what it is. And because of one woman who's Indra's mother, all that changes. She believes that her daughters can conquer the world, and she prepares them. And this book very nicely captures. In fact, many times while reading the book, I felt this is as much Indra's mother's biography as my too, because she features in almost every chapter in the book, and she comes out as somebody who is a very strong personality, and we can understand what's going on in her mind. A mother who's um, having thoughts which are probably much bigger than the world in which she's living, and the world she has to face every day, the world which is criticizing her for doing certain things for her own kids. Even if she feels they are good for the kid, she still can't go and do it because those are not the society norms, but she still goes ahead and does that. And This book is, in many ways, it's a very different kind of biography, I would say. Normally, in biographies, especially biographies of corporate personalities, CEOs, founders of companies, etc., you see a sense of a mechanical tone, a sort of you're reading an annual report written by a journalist. That kind of a feeling will be there throughout the book. While I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I like such books because they give a lot of things to learn. Whereas this book is more human in nature. Actually, there are certain sections of the book where I felt the author was probably sitting with the subjects and then observing it and probably making a note of what's happening and stuff like that. That's a beauty. And sometimes it even sounds like a novel because certain things in this book are really unbelievable, but they happened. And you start feeling, hey, am I reading a fictional story or a story that really happened? So that's how the author describes the world where Indra grew up, the schooling, the college, and the decision to work. First of all, decision to work and decision to work, where to work and what to target and stuff like that, and the decision to go abroad, and the companies where she worked, and the kind of people whom she met, people who helped her, people who put barriers in her path. And the PepsiCo journey is captured very well. A lot of business, in fact, a lot of business case studies are there in the book, which are wonderful, and they capture really what she brought to the table and why she was able to grow within the PepsiCo company, and then what are the different thought process that she's bringing. And then nicely the book summarizes it by tying it all back to what she's giving back to the society, and so on. So a very short book. You can read it very fast in a few days. I took a week or so because I was reading a bit slowly, but you can finish the book very fast, and it captures the essence of Indra's world. I believe there is a lot of I mean, the author has interviewed a lot of people close to Indra, and some of the details that I found in this book were really fascinating, and they made me feel they made me feel more personally attached to the story, and I enjoyed the story more. So that is one. And also, I heard that Indra Nooyi's own autobiography is going to come pretty soon in this month, actually. And I'm eager to read that too. This book kind of created that interest in me that I want to listen from the a person herself. What is her story, and what were the things that she faced, and how she overcame those things. In fact, that's what I would point as one of the weaknesses of the book too. Something which is missing in the book. Somehow the book creates the impression that that's why I kept saying it looks like a story. I have a feeling a lot of things are left to our imagination in terms of what exactly happened, how things changed. You see a drastic change, but you really don't see how the change happened, or what, or who triggered that, or what triggered that. That level of details are missing. It looks as if yeah, there are challenges, but they get over, they vanish pretty fast, and that's kind of unbelievable. It doesn't happen like that in real world. I'm sure there is I'm sure there are a lot more details into how it happened, especially the ascent of Indra Nooyi to the top of her career. That part I felt went a bit fast, and then kind of not covered fully in detail. So I hope Indra Nooyi's autobiography will cover those parts, and I'm very eager to read that. But having said that, this little book definitely gives you a great insight into the world of this amazing lady, and it gives you a glimpse of what she had to go through, and what are the skills and the thought processes that she brought to win against a situation which almost looks certain that she cannot win. I mean, many of the things, starting from the environment which was putting barriers, it looks unbeatable, but she has used some very strong values and hard work and the right mindset and attitude to win against them. And this book beautifully captures that. So I enjoyed this book, and I would strongly recommend this book to anyone who wants to get a quick overview of Indra's life. Thanks.